Welcome to Witchspace. I'm Commander Burr. This week I describe my continuing journey through the Lost Souls expedition as creepy, eventful and arduous with a dash of incompetence. Before we start, I've made it to the edge of the Formidine Rift. If you're not familiar with this area of the galaxy and what it represents, there's some useful links in the video description, and I'll just offer up a quick word of warning. What I'm about to show in this video and what I'm about to talk about could be considered slightly spoiler territory, so if you're sensitive to that stuff, maybe give this one a miss. Still with me? Okay, here we go. In Elite lore, the Formidine Rift is one of those areas that keeps cropping up. It's an area of space that spans the distance between spiral arms of the galaxy. In this region it's very sparsely populated with stars, and as a result it can be quite challenging to cross. It's fallen into Elite legend as somewhat of a Bermuda Triangle style enigma, and there is apparently a mystery in the rift waiting to be solved. No one seems entirely sure what that mystery is yet, which obviously makes it a lot more challenging to solve, but apparently it is here nonetheless. In the Elite novels of author Drew Wager, he talks about a shadowy organisation that funded suicide missions into the rift to look for Earth-like worlds. Around some of the stars you will find beacons, and on some of the planets there are also abandoned bases with text logs that you can download that speak to aspects of that story, and it's to those bases, 4 of them specifically, that the hit list on the Lost Souls expedition sent us this week. When you find the bases, they're of the type that we've seen elsewhere in the galaxy, but their location and the nature of the text logs that you can download from them really create an atmosphere to the whole area that I would only describe as creepy, downright creepy. It feels very isolated out here, and whilst empty, it's also like there's something here waiting to be found. If you've got the range, it's well worth a visit. So I mentioned in my opening comments this week that it had been eventful and arduous. I've not been well this week, but while I was off sick I took the opportunity to fulfil my Lost Souls commitments for the week. That may have been a mistake. I was tired and lacking the required focus, and as I'm sure you're already aware, that's usually when Elite turns around and bites you. On landing at the final base on the edge of the rift, I failed to take heed of the planet's gravity. It was a 1.3 G or so if I remember correctly. Anyway, long story short, I was subjected to what I like to refer to as a rapid unscheduled ground assisted deceleration event. This deceleration event ultimately ended in my hull being reduced to a quiver inducing 47%. I'm a long way from just about everything out here, and given my occasional propensity for knocking into the odd star or asteroidal ring system, I quite often fly tired, bad practice I know. I wasn't prepared to risk the rest of the journey with so little between me and the icy void beyond the windshield. Now, there are brave and patient individuals on the Lost Souls expedition who have volunteered to act as a sort of interstellar automobile association and come out and repair you, but I'm the kind of bloke who, where possible, likes to fix his own mistakes, and I was very much of the opinion that this was my problem and not theirs, and besides I might be taking them away from helping someone who genuinely needed helping and who hadn't got a bit dopey and crashed into a planet by accident. So, having visited all of the sites near the rift, I then headed back to Farsight Expedition Base, about 35 jumps or so in the wrong direction, and effected some repairs to the good ship Bumblebear. Having done that, I then headed to the next waypoint, which is the start of the crossing point for the rift. That was another 95 jumps back the way I'd just come. I'd said it was arduous this week. While all that sounds horrendous, I have to say, for me it just adds to the experience. Stuff like that is part of the adventure of this expedition, and it's also the stuff that's kept me coming back to Elite for the last 5 years or so. Anyway, now I'm back where I need to be. I'm staring at the very edge of the Formidine Rift and about to attempt my crossing. If you've been out this way, or even maybe crossed the rift yourself, drop a comment below and just tell me what your experience was like. I'm curious to know how you found it. And if you've not been out this way, are you planning to do it in the future? Have I maybe piqued your interest? That's it for this video. Thank you so much for making it this far. If you enjoy my videos, do remember to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. That stuff really helps the channel. And you can also hit the little bell icon in the bottom right to receive a notification when I upload another video. I'll be back really soon with more videos. Until then, fly safe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.